So, like you said earlier, I think, are you currently working on a project or you're just working on new music?
I'm working on the project. The second part, okay, so the EP I released at the beginning of the year was called Exhibit J. So originally it had 16 songs, which was a bit too much on one.
You think so?
I think so. I think so. And then I was like, okay, if I put out the whole thing, I was like, you remember what I said about like having all like these ideas, but for one song, and then it was like, if I do that, then there's certain songs that's not gonna get the same kind of like effort. So I was like, okay, how can I do it? And then this is the process I went through with Exhibit J, because I was like, all right, then I'll split it in half. I'll do two different albums. I'll call one Exhibit J, and I'll call the other ones the off-road. That didn't work. It confused everybody, right? So I said, okay, I can't do that. So I decided to split it up into 4 segments. That way I could focus on the visuals of it and do the best for the song. So I've done part 1, and part 2 is due to come out at the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like some quick muffs right there.
Uh-huh.
So
you have to have a balance in it. There wasn't any balance.
No.
yeah. So did you say you see that project just quickly before I move on? Did you say like was it like an album project that you've dropped before or there were EPs and mixtapes?
So it was an album.
Yeah.
And then it was supposed to have the 16 songs on it. But I only released 4 with a bonus track from it. And then every single, so the 16 tracks are split over 4 EPs. So that's 4 singles, but every single one has 1 bonus track on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And how important is it for you to have chemistry with the producer that you're working with, like, because obviously like we said, sometimes some music artists you just go from studio to another studio sometimes, and for me I feel like sometimes obviously some artists they can't help it because they just paying different studios to go record their music, innit? But I feel like even anyone watching this, like I feel like it's one of the most important things. If you could find a producer that you've got chemistry with, like the sooner you can find them to lock in, to work with them and continue developing your sound, the even better. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
That'd be awesome.
you get me? So for you, like within, like in terms of like finding different producers, working with different producers to find one or even 2 that you've got chemistry with and you can proper look in together, you can lock in and really, really like develop your sound and move forward. Like, how are you with that? Like, are you still like on that journey working with different producers, or you feel like you got 1 or even 2 that? Yeah,
I'm still on that journey. See, every single song I've done, I think, has been produced by somebody else. I've never done more than 1 song with a producer.
Oh shit! Seriously? That's actually. Let me think about it first. That's actually a bit mad.
Yeah.
Obviously, not in a bad or whatever. I'm just
It's
thinking,
different.
Oh, yeah. Why is that? Is it like Why is that?
Cause for me, it's like I don't work with like one sound. You know, like it's like if you're a rapper, you look for hip hop beats, right?
Yeah.
So because I do pop R&B, and sometimes I even do Afro beats. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I'll just go searching for whoever's creating whatever it is, like whatever genre they do. If I come across a beat and I can gel with it, I can write with it, I like the way it flows, I work with that person. So it's always been more of, let me find the beat, then I can find the creator. And then usually it's the one song, because once I've kind of done that sound with them, I've kind of got my feel for that sound, and then I can kind of go and experiment with something else. But it's like if they created another beat and I gelled with it, there's no problem with going back and working with them. It's just I tend to keep it moving, that's all. Yeah.
Have you tried, what about moving forward, like in future, what about if you find somebody, for example, that's got a beat that you like, an Afro beat that you like, what about in future if you say, you know what, why don't we lock in and see if I can get more beats from you, and even like maybe like create like a quick EP together or something, like a collaboration kind of thing. With that one person, because sometimes you just never know, because like I said, I think it's one of the most essential things, like I said earlier, to to find that producer that you've got like a special bond with, that chemistry with, you get me? Because I think a lot of hits that we like around the world for many years, like I think a lot of them have came through that thing that I'm saying, like an artist and a producer just having this beautiful chemistry, and then they're able to cook up some magic. You get what I'm trying to say?
That would be mad cool. I mean, if I did come across a producer like that, yeah, I'm game. It's alright. Like, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Like open mics,
Uh-huh.
like going around networking with different people. Like, how is that like for you?
Open mics is cool. I did it. I started doing it for the first time last year. I never did open mics before. But it's like networking and meeting other artists and actually singing in front of an audience. It was very different from anything I'd ever done. But it's one of those things I think is like a necessity to do it at some point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Everyone that we see who talks about open mic, they always say the same thing.
Yeah, like you gotta do it.
Can I give you all my take on open mics?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know what you're gonna say. But you might as well say it now.
My take on open mics, yeah. Like, mind you, years ago. This is going back years ago. I made music years ago as well, yeah.
Okay.
And I went open mics, and it was alright. What I think, yeah. Once again, it's like what I'm realizing, especially like being on the other side of the camera now, speaking to so many different artists, having different conversations with them. What I'm realizing is, again, this no shade, I'm gonna even say it properly. Like a lot of music artists who got onto these open mics, yeah. I don't think a lot of them take this performing thing serious. I feel like a lot of them, they just go there to obviously with one thing. Hopefully somebody will like their music. But it's like if you don't get what I'm trying to say, this, yeah. If you're an artist and you want to develop your skills, your performing skills on stage, your stage presence, you would go there consciously, like trying to practice to see what works. And next time, you're going to say, next time, you can improve on that. You're going to say. But over the years, me going to open mics, seeing so many different music artists or whatever, I feel like a lot of them, their stage presence doesn't improve. A lot of them, their performing skills don't improve simply because consciously they don't go there to try to improve and to tweak it, like I'm saying, if you get what I'm trying to say. Again, it's nothing too bad. It's just like a lot of them, I think they just need to change their mindset. Even with networking, what I realized, obviously, there's nothing wrong with people smoke, because I'm brutally honest. There's nothing wrong with people smoking weed or drinking alcohol. But think about it though. If you're an up and coming music artist and you go to an event, cool, you perform, and then you're getting drunk and you're smoking weed as well, and then that ends up not being a networking event. That ends up now people just performing and just talking a lot of shit to each other. This is me being brutally honest. Obviously, some people network, but I feel like some people go there with maybe subconsciously or consciously, however people want to take it. Some people don't go there maybe with the right intentions, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys deeper, like, I feel like nowadays, yeah, more than ever, there's so many different people even like starting their own platforms with open mics and whatever. But I always try to look at the bigger picture, and I'm like, but still, you guys deeper once again, like deeper. So many people doing open mics. How come still, like, through all of these open mics, yeah, we're not getting no people blowing up or superstars from these open mics? Why? I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that. Why? Because there's so many of them, and I'm thinking, surely, where's the diamond in the dirt? You understand where I'm coming from? It's like, if you think, so north, east, south, west, whatever, so many of these places are, they're giving platforms to up and coming artists to, once again, like, to practice their songs or whatever. But still, like, how come a lot of these open mics, they're still not producing, like, even one diamond in the dirt, whatever? Again, I just take it back to, from what I see, so a vast majority of people, they're not taking as serious as they should, or they don't have the the mind in the right place in terms of like improving. Because otherwise, think about it, if you dedicate a year, like, to open mics, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna try to, every open mic I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna try to improve that aspect. Come on, surely after a year, it's like people will take to you a bit, and then like, this person is lit now, and it's like you'll be all over the place, and it's like, but it's like, if I'm going to open mics and I'm doing the same kind of thing, you get me? I'm recording my songs, I'm going there again, performing. I'm not really consciously like thinking about how I could improve on stage or whatever. And I'm, again, like I said, I'm getting lit, this and that. Maybe that's why a lot of up and coming artists, again, not in a rude way, they're kind of like still stagnant or just kind of like in the same place. Because all of us want to progress, right? All of us want to be getting better, our voice is better, our lyrics better. Even when people say like star quality, Like when that person walks in a room, like it's like the energy's changed. It's like all of these things. It's like I think all of these things come with, again, like I said, overall, not keep on going round and round, but just like being intentional and basically like having an intention that, look, I'm going to improve, and yes, I'm gonna get lit a little bit, but I'm going there to get my stage presence even better, so that you get what I'm trying to say. So that if I ever get an opportunity, I can feel at home. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 100%.
Like even the last thing I want to say, like I'm not sure about you lot, but how many open mics have you lot gone to? And it's like, again, 9 times out of 10, it's like, cool, people are still very early in their career.
Yeah.
But if we talk, sometimes the mics are rubbish a little bit, the sound is not that good. But how many times have you gone to an open mic here, for me to conclude this segment, yeah? How many times have you guys gone to an open mic and been blown away and said, raw, you see tonight, I've seen somebody, they're gonna be a fucking star. Deep what I'm saying? When was the last time you went to one of these events and somebody just made you go like that? Oh my God. You get me? Again, I don't want to call people average or whatever. You got to say, me on the red chair, I like to sometimes get conversations out there.
That sounds like it's more on the person.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
It's the type of place that you're going to.
Yeah, absolutely. Because some people can say,
Kind of hard still.
yeah, some people can say like it's about the place we're going to, this open mics and whatever. But once again, like if people just put it up on themselves, because I don't want to keep on repeating myself, and they wanted to improve, I feel like we even get more stars in London. Because I feel like this individual, for whatever reason, people's lives, for whatever reason, I feel like just certain people just need to. So yeah, if anyone's listening to this anywhere, like I challenge any up and coming music artists, again, in a good way, because we want people to grow. We want, because even this thing that people talk about as well, like in terms of like, we live in an era where it's like, you see, like we don't really have good performers like that. When you deep it, obviously they are. I'm not saying they're not.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about, once again, like just music artists, just let's cut it in the UK, being good performers. Like we don't really. There's good ones. I'm not trying to say we don't have any. But bro, there's bare music artists more than ever.
Yeah, there is.
But it's like, where's some more good performers? Like
Where's the stage presence?
Where's the stage presence from a lot of these people as well? Like, but yeah, guys, sorry for keep on going round and round, but sorry, guys.
No, sorry, I was gonna say, remember back in the Motown days, you had to have your dance routine. Everybody, don't forget your steps. You know what I mean? Like
Come on.
stage presence is everything.
Yeah.
So it's like,
New edition.
yeah, like, do you know what I mean? But I get what you mean, because I missed that aspect of it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the whole shebang. And it was like after I headlined at the Macbeth, it was the first time I was on stage for like half an hour, and I was like, okay, cool, I love it, I really do, but because it's me alone on the stage, innit? So I'm like, I ain't got no backup here, and if I did, like, you could have thrown in some dance routines, this would have been mad cool, I would have loved some lights, that would have been cool. So it got to a stage now, it was like, if I ever do something like this again, like, the production needs to be there. Because the music is there. I can ride with the music, but like something else needs to be going on. Yeah. So it's like, it's like you say, you find out your formula, but then you upgrade your formula. Yeah, so I do agree with you.
Like, does this thing like exist? Like, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I don't like when people say that. You know this thing, crabs in a bucket or crabs in a barrel, whatever people want to call it, that mentality. Like, for you, like even going through your journey as well, obviously linking up with different people and whatnot, like what are people like? Do you still see that crabs in a barrel mentality, or you think just by default people just want to be successful in whatever they do, but at the same time maybe people just do it the wrong way? If you don't get what I'm trying to say.
No, it is human psychology though.
Human psychology, yeah. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think you're always going to meet people that are kind of going to be like helpers along the way that you meet. Like, you're just going to meet them randomly, and you're fortunate when they put you in a position you weren't in before. Do you know what I mean? But then there is the other flip side to it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't get one without the other. That's a part of life and everything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, it does exist. Yeah, it's just hopefully if you go through it, it don't really pull you down. Like, do you know what I mean? Get pulled in the bucket. Don't do it. Like...
Yeah, you said even earlier, you said something about obviously if you could obviously keep your, do you say your identity, or it's like separate? Basically, you don't really want to be in the limelight like that, right? You said you just want to obviously be one of them ones where it's like you've got that your online presence, but at the same time it's like you want to, you know, you don't really want to be out there like that.
Yeah.
Speak to us a bit more about it.
Cause I you know, like some people they could be like a TV personality as well as a musician.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm too recluse for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
and it's like there's the band called Gorillas. You know the Gorillas?
Yeah.
I love the way they do their stuff. If I could have done it that way and I was in an animation, yeah, I'd be happy. Like honestly.
Why do you think it's too late?
I think so.
You think so? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, like, so how you planning to, obviously don't give people too much of whatever, but how are you planning to to pull it off? Because once again, we live in a day and age where it could be quite difficult with having like, you know, like, with not really being out there like that, but also like your music is ringing, you get me? Because nowadays you need to be fully in and, you know, everywhere to a certain degree, you get me? Like how you, man.
I don't know. It's like, you see film directors, right? See if they got a big movie. It's like, it takes like 2 years for them to make it, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's talking about the project, but it doesn't mean they're not making it, you know what I mean? They're going to come out when they've got the finished product, and then you're going to get to see everything. So I think musicians should kind of get that freedom as well. It's like, be free to go away and work on something brilliant and come back. You shouldn't have to worry if you've uploaded 5 times a day. You should be worried about whether you're progressing in your formula and getting better. So it's like, I just think we really need that freedom to do that and not to feel anxious about stepping away from the scene.
Some people feel like they're going to get forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. But then the thing is, it's like, a good song is a good song. You can't take it away from the song. Do you know what I mean? So whether they find you today or they find you a couple months down the line after it's been out, it's still the same song. Yeah, so for me, it just would be nice to have the same kind of freedom a director would have and come back and be like, yo, this is what I've been working on. Like, what do you think of this? Like, do you think it's a vibe? Like, that's all.
Yeah. Would you ever sell your soul?
No.
There's no amount of money that the music industry could ever give you to sell your soul.
Soul?
You know, this is
no.
the reality, right? You know, these things happen with certain people, and I mean, sometimes these conversations are, you know, and so, to be fair with you, the reason why I randomly threw that question in there as well, once again, like, sometimes I've got the method to my madness sometimes in the red chair, because it's like, once again, education, or give some up and coming, some young youth, some game or whatnot, you got what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, there's a lot of young, there's probably a young youth, that's out there that's probably going to be, not even probably, there's music artists, because, you know, life goes on, there's always somebody bigger than the person before. You know, like right now, Central C is the biggest right now. And bro, to a certain degree, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say, like, there's going to be another younger. I don't know where he's going to come from or whatever, but the universe is working like always. And, you know, like what we say, like people, you know, like losing themselves, people getting deals and all of these things. So I feel like sometimes these conversations are good from a music artist, like to remind people that, you know, like regardless of what it is now, my soul's not for sale. Because there would be one day certain people who sat down in the red chair. There would be certain people who say, you know what, for 50 million, I'll sell that motherfucker today. You get me? And it's like, hey, it's good to have a balance, innit? So what wouldn't you sell your soul though? Why?
Huh? Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, why wouldn't
it's
you?
Mine. Yeah, like it's mine. I don't know.
It's mine, no. Hey, we live in a very big world out there. Sorry to even cut you, darling, but you know, innit? Like, we live in a very big world out there, and
I mean, could you imagine getting to the end of your life and not even recognizing yourself? Like, you've gone that far. Do you know what I mean? Could you even take credit for your accomplishment then? Do you know what I mean? Because you had to sacrifice who you are to get to where you are. So that means it technically, was you ever good enough? Do you know what I mean? I don't think I could live with that. If I made it, I have to make it on my own, like, because I earned it.
Yeah, you'll always be questioning.
Yeah, like, and do it.